Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to have a little bit of a comic book discussion here. The other day I actually did a review of this Justice League Last Ride, written by Chip Zdarsky with artwork by Miguel Mondanka. And I had, pondered the idea of about Elseworlds and continuity and if stories have the ability to end. And I found by doing these reviews over the past year and a half here that I really prefer these limited series as opposed to stories that never end. So, for instance, this I learned it's a 7-issue miniseries, and with the current continuity of DC Comics, Alfred's dead in the Batman universe, but in this book you saw Batman was talking to Alfred, and they write the story like you already know these characters, and there's enough of these origins, because it seems like every few years with Marvel, with DC, all the big titles, they're constantly doing reboots, constantly doing new origin stories, and it's just tiring, because it's like most of us, we already know these characters if we're looking for the stories. And there's certain things that DC is doing well. For instance, I've enjoyed the Challenge of the Super Sons. It's a 7-issue miniseries as well. We're on issue 2. And of course, I really enjoyed Tomasi and Jimenez's run when they did it back in like 2017 or whatever. And they're doing it again with the idea that you already know who these characters are. And then same thing, I'm not really too big of a Swamp Thing fan, but I'm into the writer Ram V, and this is also a 10-issue miniseries that I've enjoyed so far for the great artwork. And really, the miniseries are the way to go, in my opinion. Like, in the past few years, I've done a few reviews of these series, and one of the best, actually, I have all 4 comic reviews on my channel of a playlist, is this Transformers vs. the Terminator that came out last year, and it's absolutely terrific. I have a lot of comments on there, people saying I'm getting the names wrong, the Transformers, and sort of like the Power Rangers. Like, I know who the Transformers are from a certain point of view, but it's like there's so many of them, and it's like I can't give all the names. Like, I know Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and Starscream and Shockwave or Soundwave. Or I think I was messing that up. It was either Shockwave or Soundwave. I was getting the name wrong. And then also this Transformers 84 Secrets and Lies. Once again, another 4-issue miniseries. Done very well, telling an actual story, already expect you to know who these characters are and just running with it instead of doing dopey-ass origin stories. Another great one that recently came out was Fantastic Four Antithesis by Mark Waid and Neil Adams. I've never seen Neil Adams draw as well as he did. He did all the covers here too. Just look at this. I also have all 4 of these reviews on my channel, and it's just phenomenal. And again, they expect you to know who these characters are and just go with it. So then here's some older ones. Also, these are all books I've reviewed on the channel too. Spawn and Batman, Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane. Now, I don't really care for Spawn at all. I've read Spawn on and off, and I just don't really care for the character. But of course, I love Batman. And this was great. This is like a one-shot. I think they did a few sequels to it. But just reading this one comic by itself, they expect you to know who Spawn is, they expect you to know who Batman is, and they just go off a great story here, and it's very good. Same thing with this, from DC and Dark Horse. This is by Dave Gibbons, and one of the Kuberts, either Andy or Adam, doesn't really matter, they're both great artists. Batman vs. the Predator. This is awesome, man. This is like old school, just like stupid 90s stuff. I love it. So, the point of this video is the fact that over the past year and a half of doing these reviews on the channel, I really like the mini-series where they expect you to know the characters and they just tell a story in a set amount of time, as opposed to the stories that just go on and on and on. And the key thing with these two is they stick to the same artist and the same writer, whereas all these other stories, especially with Marvel, they'll sucker you in. Like, I did that video a little while back about Star Wars Bounty Hunters, and they have, I believe, Charles Soule as the writer, and they had Steve McNiven as the artist for the first issue, but they're gonna change artists and say, oh, see, Steve McNiven, he's just doing the covers, but we got this guy doing the art, and they sucker you in with that, and there's really no continuity for that storyline because you're getting rid of the good artist for a lousy artist, and you see it all the time. Like, even the current Batman run, which I am enjoying, written by James Tynion IV, you have I think it was Tony Daniel was the first artist. You had Tony Daniel, then you have Gilliam March. Then you have Jorge Jimenez, then you have Gilliam March again, then you have this one, then you have that one, and they change artists 100 times, and that's one of the main problems here. And a lot of these stories just go on and on and on. And even the good stories, like recently you had Hawkman and Batman Beyond, and they were just going on a roll. You had Dan Jurgens writing Batman Beyond, all 50 issues, and then it's like, oh, it's canceled. It's like, come on, there's still more to tell. Like, for instance, you had Dana Tan, who disappeared in issue 25, and you didn't see her. She just sort of got disappeared and just left the plot. And then, oh, let me come back for issue 50 just for a cameo, just because the series got canceled. We got some sort of fake closure. And ridiculous. They could have gone on, and that series was great. I absolutely love it. I think there's, I have all the trades now. So there's 8 trades, I believe, for 50 issues. Absolutely great series. Same thing with Hawkman, all written by Vendetti. You had Brian Hitch was the artist for the first 12 issues, and then they sort of flip-flopped the artists around, and that went on for 29 issues. Again, really good series. It sort of got derailed during the middle when they had the Year of the Villain. They tied in to bring in this Dark Knight's death metal bullshit, and sort of derailed it. And again, nobody knows who Hawkman is. Like, if you're a casual DC fan, you know Batman, you know Superman, you know Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, etc. You know most of the Batman villains and like Lex Luthor or whatever. Do you even know a Wonder Woman villain? I don't know. I don't really care for Wonder Woman, and I didn't even know anything about Hawkman because Vendetti is such a great writer, and hearing all this stuff from him for years. His work on Exo Manowar with Valiant Comics and stuff like that. And, the sales suck. We're going to get rid of it. But they didn't finish the story. Just like they didn't finish the story of Batman Beyond. They bring these abrupt ends. Whereas these miniseries, Zdarsky's a great writer. I have faith that this is going to be a good series. It's 7 issues. I'm sure he's got his outlines. He already knows what the 7 issues are going to be. Same thing with Super Sons. 7 issues. It's already done, actually. It's on digital first. It's Tomasi we're talking about. He's like one of the best writers in the past 10 years. Swamp Thing, 10 issues. Ram V did a great job with Justice League Dark. The older stuff here. I'm telling you, this Batman versus the Predator. Check out, just go scroll through my channel or search it maybe. I did a review of this. This is fucking awesome. This is just look at the covers here. This is like old school. Like, look at Batman's wearing like the BVS costume right there, fighting the Predator. It's just some good stuff right here. A lot of fun right there. Batman and Spawn. This is Frank Miller writing and Todd McFarlane drawing. Need I say more? From the 90s. Recently, this Mark Waid, who is a good writer despite being a weirdo, is a good writer, and this was phenomenal. Great artwork from Neil Adams. This is on trade now, too, so you can get this for like $15 probably. Maybe even $10 if you get it online. Great story. Again, like I watched the Transformers cartoon. This is like old school from the cartoon stuff right here with Megatron and Starscream and just good stuff. Transformers 84. And this is who's it written by? Simon Furman and Giuseppe Guidi, who did the Transformers Armada series from IDW, which is good. And then also, this was one of my favorite books from last year too, was Transformers vs. the Terminator. Really good. 4 issues as well. It's probably on trade at this point as well. And just the fact that these guys already know what they're getting into, like before they're pitching. It's like 4-issue miniseries. We already know how to end it, you know. But like I said, a lot of the stuff going on now, there's no ending. There's just constantly reboots. And fine, do a reboot, but do like a miniseries or something. Like I haven't read Sean Gordon Murphy's stuff, but you know he has his 12-issue series, The Curse of the White Knight, and it's like an alternate universe. Cool. You had Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok did the 3-issue 3 Jokers. Good stuff. So a little bit of a strange rambling video, I know, but the point is, at this point, like the current continuity, who cares about the current continuity? Just as long as it's a good story, that's all I care about. And at this point, miniseries and old trades, like even going back at Batman books, like Batman Hush, those are Batman like in the 600 issues, or maybe it's like the late 500 issues of Jim Lee. And I got it on my shelf over there. Who the hell's the Jeff Loeb? That's the writer for that. And then Under the Red Hood, Judd Winnick and Doug Mank. Also looking at my shelf, cheating a little. Same thing. It's like Batman numbered issues, but it tells like a complete story. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more of these videos coming soon. Have a great day, everybody.